Alright, welcome back to another episode of the greatest book club in the world, the book club. Yeah. And today, guys, we're an extremely special episode. Because today, guys, we're on episode 231. And you see, when I see this picture, let's see if I can make it better. Because, wait a minute. Go like this. Show screen, so you will see what I'm doing. I'm trying to fix this, like this, make it over here, Control V, make it a picture. How can you know where is the middle of the, okay. That it's perfect. Save it. Save picture as. Back to Zoom, stop screen. Let's see what we got. Kabam! Much better. Guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not the family of the channel, welcome back. My name is Akenan, and I'm the host. And this podcast, I'm hosting an English speaking level and communication skills to stand for the camera and to communicate for the camera. Guys, I'm doing so because I truly believe that English is the normal tool that each one of us must acquire to be successful in life. And the second tool that is going to help us a lot is to communicate well for the camera. And guys, I'm aware of the fact that a lot of people are afraid, including me, are afraid to speak in English and to be on the camera. And I'm aware of this fact. I'm also got something from it. And I just want to let you know, guys, that I'm aware of that. And what I'm doing the channel, I'm trying to inspire the people to work with in English and to be in the camera to get through this obstacle. And I'm doing so by giving my self-example. I'm showing my journey to become better in English and better in appearance on the camera. I'm boosting my confidence. And I hope that by sharing through my own story, my own journey, with 231 episodes and counting more, I inspire the people to do the same because, guys, it's really important for me that you, the ladies and gentlemen that are watching this podcast, you will understand that you matter and you have unique story to share with the world, and just share it and work on English, and don't let the fact that you might not speak fluent in English to stop you. Just work on English, share your message to the world, and inspire the world. And that's it, guys. You see, I got me this friend with him because I didn't realize when I put the picture that I have an hiding game. So now we have 2 friends, and if you want to check them out, you can find them in over 321 Kabam. You can find them on Good Fun. And this great background was created by was uploaded to Good Fun by Rapman. Of course, we like it. It was uploaded on 11 on March 2019. Guys, if you want to download the picture, just need to choose the resolution, press download, right click, שמירת תמונת בשם or the picture S in English. So type down in the comment section below what is your own in your own language, and we need to guess from where you are. Press save, and comment just like that. You will get this great background on your computer. So thank you very much for Webpan for sharing this great background with us, and thank you very much for the artists who made this great background for sharing it with us. And guys, today we will continue our great book Atomic Habits, and we start the third law, the new law. It's called the third law, make it easy. And guys, if you want to check out this great background, or if you want to check out James Clear, the author of the Atomic Habits social media accounts, or if you want to check out the book, you got all the link to it in the description below. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, and guys, if you learned something new from the episode or from the general that you want to share with us, or if you have any suggestion for me, I can put myself or the channel, or if anybody want to come to the podcast and be a guest on the podcast, share message the board, inspire the board, or just about your time if you guys are really nice guys. Please let me know in the comment below so we can arrange it, and you can share your message with everyone in the comment section below. And guys, if you enjoyed the episode, one last thing, if you enjoyed the episode, please like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and put the application bell so you'll updated on each time that exciting episodes are coming uploading to YouTube. You know, it's really a small step for you, and it's really make me happy and help me a lot to grow my channel, to inspire other people around the world. So please, if you enjoy it, please like it. Please, let me say it. Consider to subscribe to the channel. Right? Thank you very much. And without any more introduction, guys, let's just dive right into the book. So, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Read by the legend of Anemone. The man himself, the man. Give me some drum, please. Oh boy, hey, yeah, the top, that's me. So, page 115, the field draw, make it easy. We start from page number 116 until 121, and we need to do it fast because I have 20 minutes to finish, because I have a right to go back to my university. So, chapter 11, walk slowly, but never backward. I like it. We are walking macro slow, micro fast. You're gonna just need to walk, and in the long run it's going to be slow, but you will achieve something. And guys, I'm going to do a special episode because I'm really short on time, but we got the second subscriber. We got the second subscriber, guys. Until after only 251 episodes, we achieved our 2 subscribers. We got a new subscriber to the channel, guys. Shout out to the new subscriber, and on the next episode, when I have time, we're going to make a big celebration for it. But with the walk slowly, just continue and never backward. Continue to put content, continue to produce content, and sometime and somewhere. It's not a question if, it's a question of when it will be the start. Walk slowly, but never backward. On the first day of class, Jerry Yulsman, a professor at the University of Florida, divided his film photography students into 2 groups. Everyone on the left side of the classroom, he explained, will be in the quantity group. They will be graded solely on the amount of work they produces. Quantity produces. On the final day of class, he will tell you the number of photos submitted by each student. 100 photos would rate an A, 90 photos A B, 80 photos A C, and so on. Meanwhile, everyone on the right side of the room will be in the quality group. They will be graded only on the excellence of their work. They would only need to produce 1 photo during the semester, but to get an A, it had to be a nearly perfect image. At the end of the term, he was surprised to find that all the best photos were produced by the quantity group. During the semester, those students were busy taking photos, experimenting with composition and lighting, testing out various methods in the darkroom, and learning from the mistakes. In the process of creating hundreds of photos, they learned the skills. Meanwhile, the quality group sat around speculating about perfection. In the end, they had little to show for their efforts other than unverified theories and 1 mediocre photo. It is easy to get bogged down trying to find the optimal plan for change. The fastest way to lose weight, the best program to build muscle, the perfect idea for a side hustle. We are so focused on figuring out the best approach that we never get around to taking action. As Voltaire once wrote, the best is the enemy of the good. The best is the enemy of the good. I refer to this as a difference between being in emotion and talking and taking action. The 2 ideas sound similar, but they are not the same. When you're in the emotion, you are planning and strategy, and those are all good things. Those are all good things, but they don't produce a result. Action, on the other hand, is a type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. If I outline 20 ideas for articles I want to write, that is not motion. If I actually sit down and write an article, that is action. If I search for a better diet plan and read a few books on the topic, that is motion. If I actually eat a healthy meal, that is action. Sometimes motion is useful, but it will never produce an outcome by itself. It doesn't matter how many times you go talk to the personal trainer, that motion will never get you in shape. Only the action of working out will get the results you are looking to achieve. If motion doesn't lead to results, why do we do it? Sometimes we do it because we actually need to plan or learn more. But more often than not, we do it because motion allows us to feel like we are making progress without running the risk of failure. Most of us are experts at avoiding criticism. It doesn't feel good to fail or to be judged publicly. So we tend to avoid the situations where that might happen. And that is the biggest reason why you slip into motion rather than taking action. You want to delay failure. It is easy to be in motion and convince yourself that you are still making progress. You think, I've got conversations going with 4 potential clients right now. This is good. We are moving in the right direction. Or I brainstormed some ideas for the book I want to write. This is coming together. Motion makes you feel like you are getting things done, but really, you are just preparing to get something done. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you need to change something. You don't want to merely be planning. You want to be participating. If you want to master a habit, the key is to start with a repetition, not perfection. You don't need to map out every feature of a new habit. Just need to practice it. This is the first takeaway of the field law. You just need to get your reps in. Title: how long does it actually take to form a new habit? Habit formation is a process by which a behavior becomes progressively more authentic through repetition. The more you repeat an activity, the more the structure of your brain changes to become efficient at that activity. Neuroscientists call this long-term potentiation, which refers to the strengthening of connections between neurons in the brain based on recent patterns of activity. With each repetition, called cell-to-cell signaling improves and the neural connections lighten. First described by neuropsychologist Donald Hebb in 1949. This phenomenon is commonly known as Hebb's law. Neurons that fire together wire together. Repeating a habit leads to clear physical changes in the brain. In musicians, the cerebellum, critical for physical movements like plucking a guitar string or pulling a violin bow, is larger than it is in non-musicians. Mathematicians, meanwhile, have increased the gray matter in the inferior parietal lobe, which plays a key role in computation and calculation. Its size is directly correlated with the amount of time spent in the field. The older and more experienced the mathematician, the greater the increases in gray matter. when scientists analyzed the brains of taxi drivers in London, they found that the hippocampus, the region of the brain involved in spatial memory, was significantly larger in the subject than in non-taxi drivers. Even more fascinating is the hippocampus decreased in size when a driver retired, like the muscles of the body responding to regular weight training. Particular regions of the brain adapt as they are used and atrophy as they are abandoned. Of course, the importance of repetition is establishing habits was recognized long before neuroscientists began poking around. In 1860, the English philosopher George H. Lewis noted, in learning to speak a new language, to play on a musical instrument, or to perform an costumed movement, great difficulty is felt because the channels for which each sensation has to pass have not become established. But no sooner as frequent repetition cut painfully than this difficulty vanished. The actions become so automatic that they can be performed while the mind is otherwise engaged. Both common sense and scientific evidence agree. Repetition is a form of change. Each time you repeat an action, you are activating a particular neural circuits associated with that habit. This means that simply putting in your reps is one of the most critical steps you can take to encoding a new habit. It is why the students who took tons of photos improved their skills, while those who merely theorized about perfect photos did not. One group engaged in activity in active practice, the other in passive learning. One in action, the other in motion. All bits follows a similar trajectory. Trajectory from effortful practice to automatic behavior. A process known as automaticity. Automaticity. Automaticity is the ability to perform a behavior without thinking about each step, which occurs when the unconscious mind takes over. It looks something like this. This is how it goes. Figure 11. In the beginning point, a habit requires a good deal of effort and concentration to perform. After a few repetitions, point B, it gets easier, but still requires some conscious attention. With enough practice, point C, the habit becomes more automatic than conscious. Beyond this threshold, the habit line, the behavior can be done more or less without thinking. A new habit has been formed. On the following page, you will see what is looks like when researchers track the level of automaticity for an actual habit, like walking for 10 minutes each day. The shape of those charts, which scientists call learning curves, reveals an important truth about behavior change. Habits form based on frequency, not time. This is the thing. Figure 12. This graph shows someone who builds the habit of walking for 10 minutes after breakfast each day. Notice that as repetitions increases, so does the automaticity until the behavior is as easy and automatic as it can be. One of the most common questions I heard is, how long does it take to build a new habit? But what people really should be asking is, how many does it take to form a new habit? That is, how many repetitions are required to make a habit automatic. There's nothing magical about time passing with regard to habit formation. It doesn't matter if it is if it's been 21 days or 30 days or 30 days. What matters is the rate at which you perform the behavior. You could do something twice in 30 days, or 200 times. It's the frequency that makes the difference. Your current habits have been internalized. כן. Your current habits have been internalized over and over the course of hundreds, if not thousands, of repetitions. New habits require the same level of frequency. You need to string together enough successful attempts until the behavior is firmly embedded in your mind and you cross the habit line. In practice, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for a habit to become automatic. What matters is that you take the actions that you need to take to make progress. In practice, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for a habit to become automatic. What matters is that you take the actions that you need to take to make progress. Whether an action is fully automatic is of less important. To build a habit, you need to practice it. And the most effective way to make practice happen is to adhere to the third law of behavior change. Make it easy. The chapters that follow will show you how to do exactly that. Chapter summary. The third law of behavior change is make it easy. The most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of times you have performed it. You guys, guess what is this is the end of the episode. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the episode. This is a new week, and I really hope to see you guys for the next episode of the next episode when we're starting a new chapter, and we finish the chapter and we start the new chapter 11, chapter 12, the law of least effort. And guys, I really hope to see you all guys tomorrow for the next episode. Extremely exciting episode. We're going to book up in the board. זה כבוק club. Until then, but time, take care of yourself and bye-bye. Your boy AK. So guys, today is Thursday, and 18 on November 2021, time now is 17:47. יום חמישי, 18/11/2021, שעכשיו היא 5:47 בערב, והתום שלי מקדים, אז אני צריך לסיים מהר, להספיק אותו, ויאללה, קדימה חברים, ניתן בהצלחה, ולסבסט גם השני. באמת אני מאוד אוהב את הספר הזה, ספר אחד החזקים שקראתי, יאללה, נתראות בהצלחה.